Hold on. Level 3 isn't just about building systems, it's about owning the outcome. At the senior staff level in 2026, the interview moves from the code base to the business value. You aren't just solving bugs, you're solving organizational bottlenecks and designing for hyperscale. The IT Developer Level 3 Elite exam? Let's break the code. Hey lead devs and architects, this is your Maximus. So, you're aiming for the top tier, level 3/senior/staff roles. At this level, the interviewer wants to see your battle scars. They want to know how you handle catastrophic failures, cross-team politics, and emerging tech like generative AI in production. Here are the 10 questions that separate the juniors from the legends. Let's dive in. Top 10 IT Developer Level 3 Questions 2026. Describe a time you had to make a high-stakes technical decision that went against the majority. How did you handle it? The goal. They're testing your technical leadership. Talk about a choice between two architectures, for example, NoSQL versus SQL for a specific use case. Explain how you use data, prototypes, and stakeholder management to drive the right long-term decision even when it was unpopular. How do you design for observability rather than just monitoring? The answer. Monitoring tells you if a system is down. Observability tells you why. Discuss the 3 pillars: metrics, logging, and distributed tracing. Talk about using OpenTelemetry to track a request as it hops through 20 microservices to find exactly where the latency ghost is hiding. If our system experiences a thundering herd problem, how do you mitigate it? The answer. This is a classic high-scale issue. Talk about exponential backoff with jitter, circuit breakers, and request collapsing. Mention using a cache aside pattern with a distributed lock to ensure only one process rebuilds the cache when it expires. How do you manage data sovereignty and privacy in a global multi-region cloud setup? The answer. The 2026 compliance move. Discuss cell-based architecture. Instead of one giant global DB, you deploy independent cells in specific regions, Europe, US, India, to comply with GDPR or local data laws. Explain how you handle global user authentication across these isolated cells. Design a high availability system that survives a full AWS/Azure region outage. The answer. Talk about multi-region active-active setups. Discuss global server load balancing, GSLB, and the challenges of data replication latency. How do you handle conflict resolution when 2 users update the same record in 2 different continents at the same time? Mention the LWW, last write wins, or CRDTs. How do you evaluate and integrate open-source LLMs into a secure enterprise environment? The answer. Don't just say API calls. Talk about model quantization to save costs, self-hosting via VLM or Ollama for data privacy, and building a guardrail layer to prevent the AI from hallucinating or leaking sensitive info. How do you handle schema evolution in a microservices environment without downtime? The answer. Discuss expand and contract pattern. 1. Add the new column. 2. Update code to write to both. 3. Migrate old data. 4. Update code to read from new. 5. Remove old column. This is how you achieve zero downtime deployments. Explain infrastructure as code at scale. How do you prevent state drift? The answer. It's not just Terraform, it's GitOps. Talk about using tools like Argo CD or Flux to ensure that what is in GitHub is exactly what is in the cluster. If someone manually changes a setting in the AWS console, the system should automatically self-heal back to the defined state. How do you mentor mid-level devs to help them reach senior status? The goal. Level 3 is about force multiplication. Talk about code review philosophies. Don't just nitpick, explain the why, encouraging ownership and giving them stretch projects where they can fail safely but learn quickly. What is your strategy for disaster recovery, DR, beyond just backups? The answer. Talk about RTO, recovery time objective, and RPO, recovery point objective. Describe chaos engineering. Purposely breaking things in production like Netflix's Chaos Monkey to ensure the system's self-healing mechanisms actually work before a real disaster strikes. Level 3 isn't just about being the smartest person in the room, it's about making everyone else in the room smarter. In 2026, a staff developer is a bridge builder between code and business, between chaos and stability. Remember, the best code is the code you didn't have to write because you solved the problem with a better design. Are you ready to own the architecture, or are you still just following the tickets? Which of these high-scale problems keeps you up at night? Let me know in the comments. For every executive move, tech strategy, and staff-level update, keep it locked here. We tell the truth loud and we tell it quick. This is Maximus signing off. Keep watching. Bye-bye.